I just woke up. Where is my hat? Ah. Oh. Oh, where's my hat? Here it is. It's cold. It's not bad, but ow, it's still chilly. Where's my computer? I want to see if I can jump on real quick. We're gonna get breakfast and use the bathroom and stuff, but the hair, oh my god. I probably need to vacuum today. Pull everything out and vacuum. Jesus. Where is... I'm starting to find my clips. I went to bed with like 2 up there, and then I kept finding them, so I have like 5 now. I don't know where those go to. Good morning, Laura, Stephanie. Good morning. 24 degrees, yeah. See, I would have had to run the truck all night. My sleeping bag doesn't go down that cold. It doesn't work at that temperature. And I really don't want one that's below a certain temperature, because then when it's not that temperature, it'll be too hot. You won't be able to sleep. That's what they don't tell you. That's what they don't tell you. So I just read that Joe Biden is pardoning all, keyword all, of the death row inmates. Hold on one second. They said, I find it so funny that they said that he was doing this because he's a Catholic, blah, 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 blah. We gonna use religion? Really, Joe? With your dirty ass crime family? We're gonna use religion. Y'all should have found that shit about 30 years ago when you was raising your hellion son to be a crack addict. It disgusts me to use God for the purposes of lying. Like, they're blatantly lying. They didn't do this because they're Catholic. If that's the case, well, what's their excuse for running this country in the ground while they sat here and broke the law for 4.5 damn years? You think God doesn't have something to say about that? These people are sick in the fucking head, and somebody needs to take his pen. We ain't got but damn less than 30 days left, right at 40 days. The 20th of January is when Trump will be inaugurated. And look at all the crazy shit that he's doing before he even gets out of office. There's no telling what could happen in the next month. I mean, it's terrifying. The fact that he's even pardoning people. We're talking about bombers. We're talking about terrorists. We're talking about murderers. People that qualified for the death penalty. Now, they've been sitting on the death penalty for years because we don't implement it. Yeah, we have it in a lot of states, but we don't actually enforce it. We have not killed a woman in North Carolina since, I think, 1987. We have tons of women sitting on death row at Raleigh's maximum security women's prison down in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have tons of women sitting on death row. But none of them were going to be killed. They don't implement it. They don't use it. Yeah, they're on death row, but they're not going to be executed. Even though they should be. Even though they should be. And that's what Trump plans to do. He wants to extend the death penalty. He wants to implement the death penalty. He's not playing no fucking games with these lunatics that want to kill our women, children, other men. It's just crazy to me how the left does things under the guise that they care. No, you're a fucking criminal, just like all the people that's in prison waiting on death row. Let's see here. Damn it. Really? 3 of these people that he let out, or he's commuting their sentences, child killers and mass murderers. Child killers and mass murderers. No, I don't want them sitting in prison for the next 50, 60, 70 years while they suck up tax dollars. No, I don't. It would be easier to kill them. They've already been convicted. One of these guys was a bomber. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm getting it up. You know, let's bring millions of illegals here, a good portion of which are criminals out of a Venezuelan prison gang in Venezuela, and then let's start commuting sentences to let them know that they can just do whatever they want to us here. That's Joe Biden. That's what he's telling anyone that wants to be a criminal. Somebody please take his damn pen. So it looks like this morning, Monday morning, he commuted the sentences of almost 40 men on federal death row. That list includes at least 5 child killers and several mass murderers. What in the fuck are we doing? He's 82 years old. Somebody please get him out of there, please. We might not can make it another month. Look what he's doing. He's literally pardoning killers, real killers. They kill children and women and other adults, bombing. I want to find out who that bombing guy was. Does anybody know? God, they make me sick. I want to throw up. Make no mistake, he said. I condemn these murderers. Grieve for the victims. Oh my God, really? Because it doesn't look like it. Pardoning them doesn't look like it. Wow. So this girl was found in a shallow grave dead. She's one of the victims that Joe Biden let her, he's going to commute her killer's prison term. She was kidnapped, shot, and she was only 12 years old. Then he murdered her mother. George Alva Torres SA'd and stabbed 2 girls to death. Laura Hobbs, who was 8 years old, and Crystal Tobas, who was 9. They were both riding their bicycles in their neighborhood in 2005, and they were both killed and assaulted sexually. If anyone qualifies for the death penalty, it's these assholes. 4 years later, the same guy that killed the young 2 girls, he strangled a naval officer, Amanda Snell, who was 20, in her barrack in Arlington, Virginia. So he's killed 3 women. See, and this is exactly how the left gets all of this sympathy from stupid people. These stupid people are out here and they're saying, oh, look at how compassionate the people on the left are. No, you're a fucking sheep. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for this country, obviously, because you voted for this idiot. And look at this country. You want your child to get killed? Keep voting for this stupidity. Look at this country. Look at the immigrants destroying it. The citizens, the American citizens destroying it. What am I talking about? So it looks like There's another guy, Kabani Savage, was convicted of murdering, committing and ordering the deaths of 12 people, including 4 children. He was a drug dealer, a Philadelphia drug dealer, and he participated in the murder of 12 people, including 4 children. Who thinks that that doesn't qualify for the death penalty? Because I'm just saying that this is why we have it. All of these people, one of them is a bomber. Hold on one second. Now, let's not forget, just a month ago, he commuted 1,500 people's sentences and let them out of prison, some of which were child harmers, okay? And this is crazy, y'all. Hold on, I want to know who the bomber was, because now my computer's not working. So Trump has said that they're going to extend the death penalty. They're going to make sure that that shit reaches every corner of the United States, and they're going to implement it. And that's what we need to do. Ain't nobody got time for this bullshit. You want to get out here and kill children and women? We gonna kill you. It's as simple as that. No negotiation. You want to get out here and bomb people and kill innocent people? Okay. Well, we'll fast track you. I don't understand. Now my Wi-Fi is not working. Makes me so fucking mad. One of them is a bomber. Does anybody know who the bomber is? What bomber he was? Like, I mean, you know, he obviously wasn't Ted, but somebody needs to take that damn man's pen. He's out here doing stupid shit. Gonna cost us more damn money in the long run. I wonder how much it's gonna cost to now feed and house these 40 people for the next. I mean, some of them are young. Some of them are in their 30s and 40s. They could be around for another 70 years. Who wants to feed them and pay for them to live in a life of fucking luxury for the next damn 40 years? I don't. They're in federal prison, so they're living a life of luxury. Want to be clear. They got TVs in their room, Nike sneakers. The feds have it 10 times better than state prison, and all of these people are in federal custody. So they're living the life. Everything's provided. Visitation, fucking all kinds of shit. I don't even know what all they get. I know they got it better than any prison I've ever been in. Who wants to pay for them to live in a life of luxury for the next damn 70 years? I don't. They killed children. We need a fast track, honey. Fast track. Fucking weirdo over here, you know? Like, what is wrong with him? That's how they pull the, I mean, I'm seeing it now. That's exactly how they pull the wool over leftist eyes. Oh, they're so compassionate. No, they're idiots. These are child killers. These are men who tortured women and killed them. Daughters and mothers, apparently, from what we just read. The bomber. The Boston Marathon bomber. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, exactly. Who thinks this is a good idea? Because I think it's stupid. I think somebody needs to take Joe's damn pen before I have to make a ride to Washington. This shit's getting... I mean, I don't understand how this shit happens, and everybody's just like, oh, okay. Okay. How? I just read you a few of the crimes. A few of them. Still in 4.5 years. Still in 4.5 years. Pisses me off, because what it is it's a slap in the face to all of the victims, to all of the families that lost loved ones. You're spitting on them. You're absolutely spitting on them right in their fucking face. It's disgusting. I mean, I physically get repulsed behind the name Joe Biden. I become physically repulsed. I don't understand how this could have happened. This entire country is a shit show because of one family. One family, that's all it takes. And the next thing you know, 20 days before he gets out of office approximately, he'll just let everybody out of jail. You know, if he could, he would. You know, if he could let all of these 40 violent offenders out, he would. You know that, right? I just want to be clear. He would if he could. That's the scary part. He can't let them out, though, because they were all on death row. The least he can do is lower that to life without the chance of parole, which I don't agree with. That means we're going to be housing them and feeding them and clothing them, and they just going to be in there living their best damn life. No, absolutely not. I'm sure I hope Trump will overturn this and he will reinstate their original sentences, hopefully, because this is sickening. We don't even enforce it half the time, but we should. We should, because it costs so much more money to feed them, clothe them, house them, pay corrections officers to oversee them. In a period of 50 years, it would just be cheaper to kill them. He done tried to damn kill us all, start World War III. I mean, it's just not ending. And y'all know he's not in his right fucking mind. Ask yourself, how does a man who is not even there start commuting sentences and fucking pardoning people? How does a man who is clearly not there, who can't hold a conversation, how does he do this? He didn't. It's his fucking wife and all the swamp. It's the swamp that did it. They're using him as a vessel to do whatever they fucking want. The swamp is using Joe Biden as a vessel to do whatever the fuck they want. And in the meantime, they're letting out 1,500 people they let out of jail. Then, a week later, they drop on us that they're going to commute sentences to life in prison for bombers and child killers. That's not Joe. That's the swamp. Let's be clear. They just have to have his signature, right? The old senile man. Go have to wake him up, feed him full of cocaine so you can get him to even sign on the fucking line, allegedly. I just want people to know that this is how quick this could become a communist country. It almost happened. I'll never forget it. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Just in 4.5 years. And if they could... Will I even get paid before Christmas? If not, I won't have a phone. My phone bill is due tomorrow. Where's my fucking check, Google? I got a truck payment to pay, insurance to pay, storage building to pay. You think they give a fuck? They're triple billion. Remember, what was it, 650 billion that they're worth? And they can't even pay their creators before Christmas when they're due to get paid on the 21st? And people wonder why I have problems in society. What, am I supposed to just shut up and starve for Christmas? Not have a phone? Not have a way to go anywhere because I don't have GPS? Am I supposed to just roll over and take it up the ass for Christmas for free? Come on, Google, get your shit together. People wonder why I have problems in society. I'm not the problem. Google's the motherfucking problem. If you say you're going to pay me on the goddamn first, you better pay me on the motherfucking first. 21st, sorry. I don't even know what today is. It's the 23rd, 24th, 22nd. Where's my watch? It's just bullshit. This is why I have problems in society over shit like that. Y'all get y'all's money instantly off my fucking views. You sure do. You sure do. All 15 million. You make money off of that instantly, but you leave your creators days before Christmas with no motherfucking paycheck. What if I had kids? What if I needed that check to keep my lights on? I mean, I do. To keep my phone on, to keep my truck, I do. So, don't tell me that I'm the problem. No, the majority of people would just be like, God, I hope my check gets here, and not say any fucking thing. That's the problem. That's a sheep. If somebody tells you they're going to do something, you should be able to trust their word. Especially a multi-billion-dollar fucking company who has zero excuses with tons of employees. Tons of employees. Absolutely zero excuse to have YouTube checks late. No excuse. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. No excuses. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I got bills to pay. It's the 23rd. It's the 23rd. Yeah, so my phone bill is due on the 24th, and they'll be closed. So if I don't pay it, I got to pay it today. If I don't pay it today, I won't have a phone. Love that for me. And I don't even know if they're open today. Boost Mobile might not be open today. And people wonder why I'm always a bitch. I was supposed to get paid on the fucking 21st. But I'm the bad guy. I'm genuinely curious as to how everybody's going to buy Christmas if you ain't got no check, honey. You get paid once a month. The 21st. And I know that they're late a lot, and that shit ain't right. That's what I'm talking about. That's the problem. Y'all got, I wonder how many employees Google has. I wonder. But y'all ain't got one motherfucker in the building that knows how to damn send out payments for work already completed? Y'all don't see that motherfucking fire truck? Everybody just blowing through the light when this fire truck is trying to make a right-hand turn so he can go save somebody's fucking house. What is wrong with people, y'all? When you hear and see sirens, it is the law to stop. Stop in your fucking tracks and let them proceed. The damn 10 cars that was still going through the lights. The fire truck had to stop. And finally, 2 of them stopped in the middle of the fucking road. But, like, I know your music ain't that loud. And if it is, you breaking the law because you can't hear the damn sirens. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Same shit, different day. You know, most of the people that were pardoned it was because they had done stuff to children. That's very telling for me. That reveals a lot about this administration. They don't care about children. They don't care about women. We've already learned this in the past 4.5 years, the way that they've treated young girls having to deal with little boys, big boys, in their sports. I don't know how anyone could look at the left and say that they care about women and children when this man is over here literally commuting sentences for child killers. Child killers. Child R-wordist. Violent crimes. Violent offenders. Makes me sick. Yeah, no, I definitely believe Ashley Biden. I think that I almost question if Biden and Ashley left those things on purpose. I will always have this little feeling in the back of my head that both of these children left their personal property to expose their father. I will always feel like I'll have a little inkling, like, did they do this intentionally? Because Ashley Biden says that Joe Biden messed with her, and I believe her. She said that he used to take inappropriate showers with her and all kinds of stuff. And then Hunter's over here smoking crack, and I'm here to tell you, people that have had healthy upbringings, they're not doing the shit that Hunter was doing. The shit that Hunter was doing also is behavior that we would see with a child that was sexually abused as a child. Fun fact, did you know that? Everything he was doing, the hookers, the crack, all of that, it's behavior that a man would show if he was also a victim of childhood sexual abuse. They got damn Christmas music on. Damn it, I should have got a coffee. What the It's too early. I'm so sick of buying this and they don't know how to damn do their job. They just pile it up in the damn container. It pisses me off. Like, I need a whole paper plate to chop everything up so I can eat it. I ain't getting this shit again unless that other girl's working that knows how to damn cut up food. It's ridiculous. Like, you ain't even busy. I could understand if you was busy being slack. But you ain't even busy. You just slack. Let's see what it looks like. She didn't even shut the fucking bowl. Oh my God, y'all. What the fuck? I mean, I just threw it out on the fucking ground because I ain't dealing with this goddamn shit today. I'm already fucking stressed out. You got one motherfucking job, you dumb bitch. One. And you don't even know how to do that. But they won't fucking hire me. One fucking job. Make it edible. I ain't getting it again because every time I get it, it just is a fucking mess. I mean, look at this. Swear to God, I'm just so sick of stupid people in society, y'all. I'm like at my wit's end with how dumb motherfuckers are. You condescending bitch. You have to be doing shit like that on purpose. You're not that dumb. If you're that dumb, you don't need a job in society. You need to be in a mental fucking hospital. There was so much shit in there. Literally, the entire top was full of fucking peppers. This is the last time I'm getting this because, seriously, it pisses me. Oh, so you could break up the bacon a little bit, but you couldn't break up nothing else? Dumbass. They're supposed to chop everything. I just want to be clear. It's supposed to be chopped. Everything. No napkins. Of course not, Brooke. Nobody uses those. Y'all, sometimes I be feeling like they do shit intentionally. Because you can't be that dumb. Sweet peppers, onions, eggs. Like, I just don't understand why people don't make shit like they care. Oh, because they don't. They don't. Oh, there it is. Good morning. Oh, you're one of them dumb people that don't know how to make a breakfast bowl, huh? You're taking it personal. I'm sure. You're one of them fuckers that like to take it up the ass, right? You just roll over and take it because you're a sheep. I know, babe. It's okay. You can come to the light. You like spending your hard-earned money on fucked up stuff? Half-ass service. I'll be damned. You know how easy of a job this is? Someone with a mental disability could make this bowl better than she made this bowl. And I know because there's a guy that works here. He's disabled. Severely mentally retarded. Super sweet. They usually are. And he could do a better job than what she did. But once again, I have a feeling it was intentional. You know, people don't want to... People don't want to admit to themselves that they have prejudiceness against white people. Even though clearly, past 2 or 3 times I've been in there, them fucking bowls were a mess.
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, me neither, girl. I think we need to just write it off as people are just that dumb. How the fuck did you expect me to open that and get a fork down in there when there's so much damn sweet peppers? She put sweet peppers on the entire top of it. The entire top. That's the second time in a week I've had the same shit happen. It's not a coincidence. Then she calls my number and made sure it was me before she handed it to me. She calls my number. I go over to the counter. She's still making the bowl. The hot peppers would have been on top. She grabbed a big old handful of those and just covered the bowl in them. There's no coincidences in life. The amount of adults that walk around out here acting like children is unbelievable. I don't think I thought about it before I got clean because I just didn't pay attention to people. But now that I have to be around people, I've realized how mental health problems are affecting society in a huge way. Causing me to have damn mental health problems because of all the stupidity. Because I don't behave that way and I would never treat people that way. And I have more common sense. See, when I was making that bowl, I would have realized that since there was so many vegetables that had to be added, you would take some of the eggs out. It's called common sense. But as we know, it's not that common. So, I probably got eggs in my teeth. Bye. I wonder how much more shit he can get us into in like the next 30 days. What do y'all think? How much shit can he get us into before he can get out of office? He can't get out quick enough. You know what I mean? Especially with him commuting sentences of child R-wordists and killers. Biden commutes sentences of nearly all federal death row inmates. Joe Biden is commuting the sentences of 37 inmates on federal death row. Do you know how bad you gotta fuck up in life for it to become a federal sentence instead of a state? I just want to be clear that there's a huge difference. If you or I go out here and we bitch slap Susan at the Circle K, we're going to state jail. We're going to state prison. We'll be held in jail. After we are convicted, they will send us to state prison. Federal prison is different. You got to be breaking federal law to be thrown in federal prison. These are not just any small crimes that he commuted. These are the worst of the worst, the bottom of the barrel, the most violent, the most sexual violent, and mass killers. These are people that killed multiple people with their actions. I just want to be clear in the difference between federal and state custody. He reduced the sentences for all but 3 of the 40 inmates on federal death row. There are 3 So there was 3 that was not included. One of them was the Boston bombing guy. He was not included. One was Dylan Roof, who killed 9 black churchgoers in a racially motivated shooting in South Carolina. Remember that? He went up in the black church and started killing everybody. So sad. So there was 3 that was not included. One was the perpetrators of the Boston bombing. One was Robert Browers, who was convicted of the mass shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. And then Dylan Roof, who killed the churchgoers in a racially motivated shooting in South Carolina. Why? You knew the public would be pissed about those. You knew Black Lives Matter would be on your ass by the end of the afternoon. That's why. Don't think for a moment it has anything to do with their crimes. It has everything to do with the pushback that they would have gotten from allowing those death sentences to be commuted to life in prison. Let's be clear. The pushback would have been so bad from the public, and that's why they didn't include those 3. It would have been too much. As if allowing child killers isn't too much. The 1,500 before wasn't too much. Y'all, I think I used too much of that stuff. My chin is all dried out now. Lovely. Lovely. Activists have called for Biden to commute the sentences of many or all federal death row inmates for some time. More than 130 civil and human rights groups penned a letter to the president's desk in early November calling on him to commute the sentences of all individuals on federal death row. So that's why this happened. Joe Biden is saying that this is a racial injustice. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, 38% of federal death row inmates are black compared to the 14%. Okay, listen, what we're not going to do is blame that on race. That has to do with upbringing. And we know that disproportionately there are more single mothers in the black community. So that's a personal problem. That has nothing to do with this. We don't care. Maybe raise your sons better with fathers in their lives, and they won't be on death row. Stop opening your legs for men that are not responsible, and your babies won't be on death row. I love how they always want to make everything a fucking race thing, as if we're not aware that black mothers disproportionately do not have the fathers in the fucking picture, which is why black men grow up committing crimes. They need a father. Joe Biden makes me sick, y'all. Like, he literally is the worst president that we've ever had. And everybody agrees on that. I mean, they did polls online. He's horrible. And he's ruining this country. He's ruined it. Ooh, Matt's ethic report came in. Matt, I can't say his name. Gaetz. His ethic report came in from the ethics board. They had a congressional ethics investigator. Whoa. He was found by the... I told y'all he was evil. I told y'all I can just look at people. I've been saying it from the start. I told you his face. It just looks evil. So this was President-elect Donald Trump's person. He was going to be the Attorney General. Congressional ethics investigators have found... It was found by congressional ethics investigators to have paid numerous women, including a 17-year-old girl, for sex and to have purchased and used illegal drugs, including from his Capitol office. And this is out of an investigative report. Those were among the findings of the long-running investigation by the House of Ethics Committee into Matt, which concluded that the former Florida congressman violated multiple state laws related to sexual misconduct while in office. Yeah. So he's out here having sex with children and doing drugs. Go figure. I mean, y'all can't look at him and tell. Look at that face. Look at that face. That is a demon's face if I ever saw one. He needs to be standing on stage with damn Tim Waltz and Kamala Harris laughing. They all look the same. Evil. Some people, y'all, they got that look for a reason. It's a warning, just like in the wild, with bright colors on animals. So the ethics committee found that all of the allegations were true, and then some, and then some. He's been doing damn drugs out of his damn office. For God's sakes. I told you everybody's high. Nobody believes me. Everybody is on something out here. You will never convince me otherwise. So it looks like he had to sit through the committee. Oh, I'm sorry. He refused. Oh, stupid of me. He refused to sit for a sworn testimony. Refused. The report gives fresh voice to allegations of misconduct that have been circulating around Matt for years, in spite of his firm denials. It draws on testimony from witnesses who told the committee they were paid to have sex with Matt, text messages discussing the transactions, and Venmo and PayPal receipts. Matt's a creep. Perp alert. Among the report's most lurid findings were the allegations of sex and drug-fueled parties and travel, including a 2018 trip to the Bahamas where witnesses say he took ecstasy and had sex with 4 women. From 2017 to 2020, Representative Matt made tens of thousands of dollars in payments to women that the committee determined were likely in connection with sexual activity and or drug use. The payments were totaling more than $90,000 to 12 different women. The committee said it also received testimony that at a 2017 party, Matt twice had sex with victim A, who was only 17 years old at the time and just completed her junior year in high school. First of all, my first question is where the hell was this girl's parents? How the hell do you end up in some multi-million-dollar lavish mansion miles away from home at 17? My parents would have murdered me. Do you hear me? When they would have found me, they would have murdered me. Victim A recalled receiving $400 in cash from the representative that evening, which she understood to be payment for sex. $400? Girl, he's worth millions. What are you doing? Oh my God. How much does 90 go into 12? How much did those 12 girls make off of that 90 grand? It still ain't fucking enough. He looks evil as hell. Wow. The Department of Justice previously investigated Matt for violating sex trafficking laws but did not bring charges. The committee said that it did not find sufficient evidence that Matt violated federal sex trafficking statutes because although he transported women across state lines for the purpose of sex, those women were all 18 or older at the time. The report noted that while all the women who testified said the sexual encounters with Matt were consensual, one woman told the committee that the use of drugs at the parties and events they attended may have impaired her ability to really know what was going on or to even fully give consent. And technically, by law, I don't know why they're saying this, because technically by law, the fact that these girls were given drugs, that changes the dynamics. We've talked about this before. When there are drugs involved, a person can't really consent, and that makes it sex trafficking. So I don't know why, if these women want to say that they were willing to do this and they were all down to do this and whatever, then whatever, okay? But you still can't be out here having sex with 17-year-olds. The report also found substantial evidence that Matt engaged in rampant illicit drug use. The committee said it obtained text messages he sent where he referred to drugs as party favors, rolls, or vitamins. It also said he created a fake email from his Capitol Hill office for the purpose of purchasing marijuana. In addition to sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, the report also accused Matt of accepting gifts and luxury items in excess of permissible limits with the 2018 trip to the Bahamas. It also said he arranged for his chief of staff to assist a woman with whom he had engaged in sexual activity in obtaining a passport, falsely indicating to the State Department that she was one of his constitutes. The House Committee had initially voted to keep the report under wraps, but reversed course in a secret vote earlier this month. Ooh, Republican members of the committee were among those who voted for its release. I was worried. The committee has 10 members, evenly split between Republicans and Democrats. Well, I told y'all he looked like a demon. Y'all said, you can't talk about people like that. You can't just look at somebody and assume shit, Brooke. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I need to cross-reference. I'm just going to pick a name that I can spell. Brandon Michael Council. Brandon Michael Council. Oh, wow. Yay. Yeah. So I'm looking at I found a list online. These are all the sentences that were commuted from death to life in prison. I just picked an easy one. Let's see what he did. Let's see if he deserves life without a chance of parole. So his name is Brandon Michael Council. This is the case text from the actual court These are actual court documents. So it looks like on September 24th of 2019, a jury convicted the defendant of 2 capital offenses: bank robbery resulting in death, and the use of a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence and causing death in such manner to constitute murder. So this guy robbed a bank. He killed people. I wish I knew his age. It was armed bank robbery resulting in the death of concealed firearms, and he wasn't even supposed to have firearms. This is why this was a federal case, because it's a bank robbery. He's 32 years of age, so he knew good and fucking well when he went up in that bank that death penalty would be on the table. Sure did. I don't feel bad for him at all. He needs fucking... Thomas Stephen Sanders. I just want to see what a few of them are, you know. He's 57 years old. This is out of the United States Attorney's Office. He kidnapped and murdered a 12-year-old. Who thinks that he doesn't qualify for the death penalty after kidnapping, torturing? I wanted to see if there was, you know, typically when we see these types of crimes, there's it's a sexually motivated crime. Hold on one second. Yeah. It says in September 26th of 2014, a federal jury in Alexandria, Louisiana, decided that Thomas Sanders, 57, should be put to death for the brutal kidnapping and murder of Lexis Roberts in the fall of 2010. A 12-year-old girl. Who qualifies? I'm just curious. Who qualifies for the death penalty if this asshole doesn't? I want to look at one more. I'm just randomly picking them off the damn one that I can say. I got to be able to say it. Richard Tipton. Richard Tipton. He has several capital murders on his head. In February of 93, Richard Tipton and 2 of his friends were arrested in Eastern District of Virginia for an array of criminal activity, including several capital murders arising out of drug trafficking operations near Richmond. So they were drug traffickers. Eggs in my teeth, y'all. Oh my God. On January 4th of 92, Tipton and his friend drove Douglas Talley, an underlining in disfavor for mishandling a drug transaction. They drove him to south side of Richmond. Once there, they grabbed him from the back of the seat and stabbed him repeatedly. The attack lasted 3 to 5 minutes and involved the infliction of over 84 stab wounds to this man's head, neck, and upper body that killed him. Who qualifies for the death penalty if these assholes don't? And it wasn't just them. They killed multiple people, you guys. These 3 guys, all of them are laying down. In January of 92, after being threatened by one of these drug dealers for not paying for a supply of crack, Dorothy Armstrong, hold on. Dorothy Armstrong and Anthony Carter were in a house, and it looks like one of these guys opened fired, killing both of them. Tipton was 6 out of the 8 murders. Who qualifies for the death penalty if these assholes don't? Hold on, one more. Daryl Lawrence. Daryl Lawrence. No. Daryl Lawrence. He's a bank robber. And you know, these guys know before they're doing these robberies what time they're facing. So I just want to be clear that the whole, oh, I didn't know, that's not a fucking defense. He robbed multiple banks. But did he kill anybody? That's what I want to know. Yeah, he did. Brian Hurst, an off-duty Columbus police officer who was working at the bank as a security guard. Listen, bro. You killed a cop. I don't know what to tell you. You ought to be killed next, okay? That's just the laws that we have, and I agree with that. If you kill law enforcement, first responders, you deserve to go to prison for the rest of your life. For the rest, from here on out, forever and ever. And actually, you deserve the death penalty, which is what we're talking about. All of these people, their sentences were commuted to life in prison without the chance of parole, which is stupid. You're just letting criminals know that they can commit crimes and not face any punishments. And Len Davis, Len. And if you're a cop and you do dirty crimes and you become a criminal as a cop, you deserve to go straight to the electric chair. So this guy, Len Davis, was a former New Orleans police officer. He was convicted of depriving civil rights through murder by conspiring with an assassin to kill a local resident. He was a cop out here breaking the law. He deserves to be put to death. He had been suspended 6 times and received 20 complaints between 1987 and 92. In 1990, FBI sting caught Davis enforcing a protection racket upon the city's cocaine dealers. Davis had extorted protection money from a drug dealer who was an FBI informant. Oh my God, what an idiot. 9 other police officers, including 2 who would later testify against Davis, were later indicted for being part of a criminal conspiracy with Davis. 20 additional New Orleans police officers were also being implicated in the scheme, but the investigation had to be aborted due to the murder of Kim Groves. Davis would later be convicted of additional drug-related charges, while the other officers pled guilty. In 94, Davis beat a young man in New Orleans, mistaking him for a suspect in a police officer shooting. Kim Groves, who was a 32-year-old local resident and a mother of 3 young children, witnessed the assault and filed a complaint with the New Orleans Police Department. Davis was tipped off about the complaint by another officer and then conspired with a local drug dealer, Paul Hardy, to kill Groves, a mother of 3. Hardy shot and killed her on October 14th of 94, less than 1 day after she filed the complaint. A third man, Damian Causey, hid the murder weapon, a 9mm pistol. Death sentence. Fast track him. He was one of the ones that was commuted. Just want to be clear. He will not face any kind of He will not face any kind of consequences for his actions. He's going to sit on death row and not worried about being killed, you know. I know I said, but I got to know. Billy Jerome. Billy Jerome. Oh my God darn y'all. I'm so sick of damn technology. Billy Jerome Allen. Thank you. So that list that I found, if you want to go look into this any further, is out of the White House. It's called the fact sheet. President Biden commutes death sentences. The whole list is there. All 40, almost 40 people that he commuted. So you can figure out what they did by looking at their case file. So it looks like in 97, this guy... Why have we not killed these people yet? Why are we letting them sit around? 95? Honey, that was, what, 30 years ago? Like, listen, I'm not good at math. But 95, 2005, 2015, 2025, 40 fucking years. They've been soaking up tax dollars. This guy, Billy Jerome Allen, killed a security guard during an armed robbery at a bank and trust in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, you know how you stop this behavior? You kill these fuckers. You send a message. You want to rob a bank and kill our security guards? Guess what? We'll kill you back. It's as simple as that. It's like dealing with children, you know? It's like dealing with children. If they don't see any consequences for their bad behavior, they're going to continue to exhibit bad behavior. Norris G. Holder. Jesus Christ, this case file is so old, y'all. This man had to have been sitting on death row for 50 years. Look how old this case file is. What year is even wrote on this damn thing? Norris G. Holder. Same state. It ain't even got a damn date on the damn thing. It's so old. Absolutely not. He should have been killed 30 years ago. Him and the last guy. '98, August 6th of 98. It's a capital punishment, capital offense. Yes, yes. Okay, it's not telling me what the hell he did. These are just court documents from... bank robberies. Hold on. Why did all these people think they could rob banks back in the day? It looks like he was in there for bank robberies, but for it to be capital, he would have killed somebody in the commission of a felony. So, death penalty. Yeah, he killed somebody. Thomas Morocco Hadler, drug dealer, fatally stabbed a mother 82 times and left her body in a bathtub to be found by her 1-year-old child. Makes me sick. No, he won't either. There was an article that came out in 2019. There's a guy named Chadrick Evan Folks out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And this article says, it was written back in 2019. It says Chadrick Folks will one day be strapped to a gurney and given a lethal injection. The government will kill him because of his crimes. That's not true, because Joe Biden just damn commuted his sentence. I'm so scared to be executed, he said. Well, you should have thought about that when you were harming children. What did he do? I love how the article doesn't speak of his crimes. He kidnapped and killed Alice Donovan from a Conway Walmart. Here's Walmart again. It wasn't until 2009 that this boy, Folks, F-U-L-K-S, helped police to her remains. The duo, okay, so it looks like there was two different guys. It was this guy and another guy, and they were working as a pair. They kidnapped a woman from Walmart, probably essayed her. Let's be clear, these types of crimes usually, just because the article doesn't say it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. These media, this is fucking go upstate, so liberal media doesn't want to tell the actual facts of the case. I can assure you, for both of these men to be put on death row, there had to have been some kind of sexual motivation behind this crime, because otherwise, why would they just kidnap random women just to kill them? That sexual component, more often than not, is there when we see these types of crimes. So they kidnapped a woman, potentially, allegedly, in my opinion, assaulted her, and then killed her. And then, in 2009, they admitted that they killed a woman in West Virginia, and they led the cops to this other woman's body in North Carolina. It's the worst of the worst, you know? We're talking about random women out at Walmart getting their groceries, doing their Christmas shopping, getting snatched up off the side of the damn curb. What message is the left trying to send with this shenanigans? Oh my God. This man, Ronald Mikos, is in the damn Murderpedia, which is like the Wikipedia, but for murders. He murdered somebody who was going to testify against him in a Medicaid fraud scheme. So you're out here committing fraud through Medicaid, which is a federal offense, I want to be clear. And because you don't like that you've been caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you murder the witness that was going to testify against you. Y'all, the level of premeditation that comes behind some of these cases, I can't even put into words, but you would have to premeditate this entire murder. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, this person was going to testify against this Luno. First of all, he looks crazy. This is referred to as the Medicaid murder. He defrauded Medicare out of $1.2 million by billing Health and Human Services programs for surgeries that he never performed. Hold up. Wait a minute. He's a doctor? It says from surgeries he never performed. He was also convicted of murdering 54-year-old Joyce Brannon, an RN, a church caretaker, in the basement of an event. He murdered her in church just days before she was set to testify against him in a federal grand jury. He knew exactly what he was doing. Death penalty, fast track. I just want to be clear that not once have I seen that any of these people deny these crimes. All of these people that Joe Biden pardoned, that we've went over, not one of them denied that they committed their crimes. Wow, this guy killed an entire family, and his sentence was commuted to life in prison. He killed a whole... West Palm Beach killer's death sentence for brutal turnpike killing of family commuted. This was released this morning at 8:01. 2 men sentenced to die for more than a decade ago for the brutal murder of a West Palm Beach family on the turnpike had their sentence commuted to life in prison this morning. President Joe Biden announced dozens of commutations early Monday morning today. Let's see here. Ricardo Sanchez Jr. and Daniel Troya, who shot and killed a mother, father, and their young children. Jesus fucking Christ. What do we have the death penalty for if this doesn't qualify? A whole family. You know how evil you gotta be. Y'all, I gotta look at most of these, so if you want to figure out what all these people that were commuted for, come on this journey with me, because I have to figure out why. I have to figure out what these people did that got them on death row to start with, and then I gotta, it's really upsetting me. It really makes me want to cry, because I don't understand why the world is this fucked up. Ray John Taylor received a death sentence for carjacking resulting in deaths, kidnappings resulting in deaths, and using firearms to commit murder while carjacking and kidnapping. Imagine going down the road, you sitting at a stoplight, and some dude just comes over and opens up the door and fucking tells you to get over with a gun in your face and kidnaps you. That's what he was doing, and then he killed people while doing this. Absolutely not. He deserves to be with a needle in his arm and an electric chair. Mark Isaac Snar. Mark Isaac Snar case file. What the fuck? All right, hold up. Now this is one that I cannot get behind. It says he killed an inmate when he was being held in jail. Listen, you choose to go to jail, you might get shanked by an inmate. That's why we got to behave so we don't go to jail and risk getting killed by another inmate, okay? It just says factual and procedural background. On January 21st of 2009, a federal grand jury returned a 1-count indictment against Mark Snare and Edgar Garcia, charging them with murdering Gabrielle Roan in violation. Blah, blah, blah. They seek the death penalty. They received the death penalty. It looks like they planned to murder a different prison inmates. The evidence that was shown at trial showed that on November of 2007, some guy named Roan, Snare, and Garcia were incarcerated at the federal penitentiary in Beaumont, Texas that day as prison guards escorted Snare and Garcia from outdoor recreation areas to their respective cells. The defendants escaped from their handcuffs and produced handmade weapons known as shanks. This was premeditated. I mean, stabbed this guy 23 times in approximately 15 seconds. That quick. That's what I be telling y'all about fights, how fast they happen. After Baloney escaped, defendants turned their attention to the correctional officer, Josh McQueen. Snare stabbed McQueen. Well, there you go. Death penalty. I can't help you now. You deserve to go. I can't help you. You stabbed a prison guard. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. Right is right and wrong is wrong. If it would have just been the inmate, I might feel different. That's kind of comes with the damn territory. If you want to act a fool and go to jail, just expect you might get shanked in there. It comes with the territory. Completely different when it comes to COs. Now, you know I don't like the fucking police like that, but nobody deserves to be killed in their damn job when they're a corrections officer trying to do the right thing. AGO. Some guy named Agofsky. Listen, y'all know I barely speak English. The evidence at the trial showed that Agofsky murdered Luther Plant, an inmate incarcerated with Agofsky at the federal penitentiary in Beaumont, Texas. That place sounds dangerous. Agofsky killed Plant by striking him and then repeatedly stomping his head and neck after he fell to the concrete floor. During the sentencing phase, the government presented evidence that Agofsky had been convicted of a prior murder. Yeah, death penalty. Okay, so he was already convicted on a federal level of murder. Then he gets to federal prison and he starts killing inmates. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy. None. Not a fuck to give. All of these people should have died already with needles in their arms because the majority of these cases are from the 90s. So why are we spending our tax dollars that is 10 times more expensive than killing them? It's cheaper to kill them. It absolutely is. I don't care what society wants to tell you. Common sense ain't that common, baby. A lot of these, okay, first of all, I want to be clear. For you to already be in federal custody, you've already broke the law majorly. You committed a federal offense, which is why you would be in federal custody. State and federal prisons are completely different. this inmate, Carlos David Caro, he was already in federal custody, and he killed his cellmate. December of 2003, a prison guard discovered inmate Roberto Sandoval strangled inside of his cell. He lay dead with a towel knotted around his neck. His cellmate, Caro, had been the only other person inside of the locked cell. Caro later explained that Sandoval called him a motherfucker and a whore. That's why he killed him. If you can't handle a verbal dispute in prison, what do you think he's like on the streets? Caro became the leader of the Texas Senate of violent prison gang. So not only is he in prison murdering more people, but he's the head of some fucking prison gang. Death penalty. Straight to the electric chair. All of these are extreme violent offenders with multiple deaths on their records. There's another one, Wesley Paul Kuntz. Prison officials found his cellmate dead. He was unconscious with his hands tied behind his back with medical tape, feet bound. His ankles were bound with shoelaces with a brown cloth wrapped around his neck. They tried to resuscitate him, but they could not. He had blunt force trauma to the head, neck. Autopsy determined that he was killed by standing on his neck. Both of Wesley Paul Kuntz's shoelaces had this victim's DNA in the shoelaces. That's how they know he done it. There was physical evidence that supported that Kuntz and another inmate, Charles Hall, had killed Castro by standing on his neck. They had the man's DNA in their shoelaces. So he was already in jail for one murder. Then he starts killing inmates. And then he said he repeatedly claimed responsibility for this guy's murder. So they admitted that this Kuntz guy admitted that he killed this guy. Christopher Emery Creamer. Oh, that's obituary. That's right. Oh, it's with a C. So it looks like this Kramer guy can't find his damn name now. Looks like he was charged with assault with intent to commit murder, aiding and abetting, assault with a dangerous weapon with intent to do bodily harm, aiding and abetting, assault resulting in serious bodily injury. I don't know about this one. It doesn't tell me he murdered anybody. If he didn't murder anybody, I might have a little sympathy for him. I mean, I don't know what he did. It just says what it says. Oh, hold on. Okay. So on June 2nd of 2016, so it looks like this Kramer guy, Kramer, it looks like he was in federal custody because of what I just read you. He threatened to commit bodily harm with firearms and stuff, and it looks like while he was in prison in 2016, a grand jury returned a 2-count indictment. Defendants, inmates of the penitentiary in Texas, that same Beaumont, Texas penitentiary, the unlawful killing of a fellow inmate, Leo Johns, with premeditation and malice afterthought. Okay, so you were already in federal custody for being a hellion on the streets. Then you go to prison and you kill an inmate and you premeditated it with malice. And that's crazy. The amount of people that die in custody is unbelievable. And nobody even talks about it. Nobody even talks about it. So he might have got out one day if he wouldn't have killed an inmate while he was in custody. Now he ain't never getting out. And he should have got the death penalty. A way to prevent these inmates from killing each other is to fast track them when they do. It'll stop it. It'll stop it. Implement it and watch. Daryl Lawrence case file. Did we already look up that one? Yeah, that was the armed bank robber. Some of these names. George Alva Torres. George Alva Torres. Avila. I was watching a video last night when Princess Diana died, you guys, and it was all these men sitting around playing Uno at this table, and it was first reported that Princess Diana had a broke leg, and then that snowballed into she was gravely injured, and then an hour later, the news says Princess Diana has died. The mass hysteria, okay? People were losing their minds. When I have heard that when she died, the world stopped. But seeing that video from the 90s really showcased how the world stopped when Princess Diana died. These men are sitting there playing Uno. This video was from the day that she died. It was from the night of the car accident. And it's like 10 men playing Uno, having beers. And they're all talking to each other. And there's a guy filming. And like I said, they said, one of the guys goes, yeah, we started filming because they said Princess Diana was in a car accident. She has a broke leg. And then 20 minutes later, the news updates and says, and they're still filming during all of this. You can see how happy these guys were hanging out together. And then the moment of impact, when the news was released that she actually died, there was mass hysteria. The guys were screaming. Audible panic in the room when we found out that she died. Crazy. Those videos, I've got to take some clips of those videos and post them because they're very interesting to see how normal people were back then in comparison today. Oh, wow. This George Alva Torres, he's a serial killer and rapist. Yeah. So it looks like he murdered 2 girls that lived in his neighborhood in 2005. Then he later murdered another girl, the naval officer. This is the one we were talking about earlier. I did not know that was the same person. He was sentenced to death by the federal government. Why is this a problem? He murdered women and children. If he doesn't qualify for the death penalty, then please tell me who does. Yeah, the whole room in that video from the 90s when she died, and I'm assuming it was the 90s, I don't remember. The whole room shifts and everybody just goes into this horrible mood, you know. I guess I understand a little bit better what they mean when they say that the day she died, the entire world stopped. It's really sad. She did some amazing work with AIDS patients, leprosy patients. You know, to walk in that room and touch those people at that time was unheard of. And here you have the Princess of Wales over here hugging on AIDS patients and holding hands with leprosy patients. And it was life-changing for the entire world. Just her presence and acknowledging these people who were suffering, and the fact that she was not scared of them changed things in the medical industry. She had power that I don't even think she realized she had, because she was just such a humble person. She wasn't the type of woman that would have gloated off of her celebrity status, you know. She just wasn't like that. And that's what made Princess Diana Princess Diana. Oh, God. So this guy, Iori Michael, he was a Russian immigrant. He's on federal death row for 5 kidnappings of ransom-related murders. The kidnappings occurred over a 4-month period beginning in late 2001, in which him and his friends, it was him and another guy, kidnapped people to demand money. Documents related to the case allege the crew demanded a total of more than $5.5 million from relatives and associates, and received more than $1 million from victims' relatives. Oh my God. The victims were killed regardless of whether the ransoms were paid. The bodies were tied with weights and dumped into a reservoir near Yosemite National Park. Federal prosecutors sought the death penalty under the murdering during a hostage-taking situation. It's a federal crime. They were sentenced to death, both of these guys, in 2007. And they've been sitting there for damn 30 years, and we could have done killed them and saved ourselves so much money. Hell, and we would have had room to house new inmates that are here from Venezuela. Y'all wonder why the prisons are packed? Y'all halted the death penalty. That's why they're packed. We ain't got no damn new rooms opening. Just more damn bodies to be put on damn mats on the floor, right? Now, that's just probably half the list. But clearly, as you can see, these are violent offenders that done some of the most heinous crimes. They should have never been, their sentences should have never been commuted to life in prison. And matter of fact, they should have been killed. You are not going to tell me that housing an inmate for 30 years is cheaper than a firing squad where bullets cost $5 a box. Lie to somebody who doesn't have common sense. Somebody please take Joe Biden's pen before we end up in World War III with all of these fucking criminals out here on the streets, please. God. And this is coming from a criminal. That's the crazy part. At least that's what society says. I'm not a criminal. I can be. No, I'm joking. I gotta go to the park, you guys. You want to roll with me? I just think that damn, they was on death row for a reason. Why are we damn backtracking? I just feel like it's counterproductive to damn waste tax dollars to damn try these people. They've been damn sitting there getting fed and showered, and you know, the Fed prison is where you want to go, honey. If you're going to commit a crime, you better make sure it's a federal one. Because that's where you want to go. That's the good prison. You got TVs and Nike tennis shoes and drugs and everything else. My face is looking better, but that damn Benzo peroxide will dry you out. You got to be careful. That whole Medicaid scam thing where the guy said that he was defrauding Medicare through his doctor's office. Bro, you are already a doctor with a degree, able to make money the legal way, and you still wanted to scam Medicaid? I don't feel bad for him. I don't. We need to fry him and make an example. Let all these other damn doctors out here know if they want to fuck around and find out, we'll do the same to them. You know? That's how you bring normalcy back to society. You give people consequences for their actions. I just don't understand. I don't understand how we got here. We're going to look back in the next damn 30, 40 years at this whole damn 4.5 years, and we're going to be like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm already there. I say that on a daily basis. What the fuck? Like, imagine going through medical school, having the ability to help people, and you're over here defrauding Medicare. And then when you get caught for scamming $1.2 million through Medicaid, the one person in your doctor's office that was going to testify against you, you kill her. What? Like, what? How about you don't become a criminal and break the law, and then nobody will be testifying against you, especially when you've already had numerous years of school to be able to provide a very cushiony life for yourself. Talk about greed. Greed meet wrath. The electric chair. You know, I just don't understand what we're doing. And going back to him commuting those 1,500 sentences, and he actually pardoned them. That's different. What he did this time was he took the death penalty off the table. So they'll sit in prison, soaking up tax dollars, getting everything provided for them until they die. That could be another 40, 50, 60, 70 years in some of those cases. He pardoned 1,500 people, some of which had harmed children. I just think that it's counterproductive to have laws on the books and not implement them and not face penalties, consequences for those actions. What are we teaching the upcoming generation if we allow child killers, rapists, and murderers to not face any consequences? Why do you think things are getting worse in society? It's because of this. Makes me sick. But if that was you or I, just know, honey, they would have done killed us 30 years ago. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. If it was you or I, we would have been in the electric chair. At the very least, lethal injection. We'd already be dead and gone. There'd be nobody left to pardon. You know what I mean? There'd be nobody left to damn commute their sentences. Because we would have been dead years ago. Yeah, that Princess Diana thing was really shocking to me. Like, it's really sad. Because there's videos that I was looking of her right before she was killed, right before the car accident, and it looked like for the first time in her entire life she had freedom. You could see just in the way that she walked and the way that she carried herself after she left Charles that she was finally free. And then she got with Dodie, I think that's his name. He was Syrian. Listen, he was from another country and he was high up there, baby. He was a millionaire, billionaire, okay? And they had just come back from vacationing. You know, she had took the kids and it was all of them on a yacht and they were partying and having a good time. And then I don't think it was a few weeks later or a week later that she was killed in that accident. You know, something that really stands out to me is how the driver had been drinking, Their security had been drinking. You know, I think that, and I've been in this position before. I think as an employer, it is important to draw the line in the sand and have boundaries with your employees. And I understand that her bodyguards and these men that were driving that night were friends of Diana, and she viewed them that way. But the alcohol consumption, in my opinion, definitely contributed to the death of Diana, and the paparazzi, and the stressful situation of trying to run away from the paparazzi. It was just a combination for a disaster, and it's really heartbreaking. I mean, I don't know. Could the royal family have killed her? Absolutely. They could have. They could have. Do I think that Queen Elizabeth did that? No. I just don't see Elizabeth in that light. I don't think that she wanted Diana dead. I think that Diana was problematic for the family. I think that Diana is, you know, Meghan Markle's the new Diana, you know, and they're completely separate people, by the way. I hate Meghan Markle. She's destroyed Harry. So, and she's going to continue to do that because she's a heathen and she's a hellion and she's a piece of shit. She's a horrible person. But there's not really a comparison with, but you get what I'm saying. I don't think that. Now, Charles, that's a different question. If you ask me if I think Queen Elizabeth could have killed Diana, absolutely not. But if you talk about Charles, I wouldn't put shit past that crooked son of a bitch. Nothing. How do you have the most beautiful, sweetest, kind-hearted woman on earth and you want some old hag? I don't get it. He's got his old hag, though. I hope they're happy together. I hope the two old hags are happy together, you know? But I guess you love who you love. I mean, I've been in that situation, too, with my girlfriends being like, girl, you should love him. He's fine. He paid. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, I'm just not into him, you know? So I get it. But if you were to ask me if I think Charles could have done it, absolutely. I think he could have done something that, I don't know, tampered with the car. I don't know. I just know that it, in my opinion, it was a freak accident and there was contributing factors. Alcohol was number one. Speeding was number two. Paparazzi was number three. High stress situation where everybody's been drinking. Shit happens. Shit happens. I would like to look into that more and see, because I know what I know about, like, her death, what they say happened, but there is some conspiracy behind that, and I would like to just know what the conspiracy is. But I actually really liked Queen Elizabeth, so I just don't see her being that way to, like, kill this woman and take the mother of these children. But Charles, on the other hand, maybe. He's a crooked son of a bitch that's highly motivated. Maybe. But why? You know, at that point, he can go back to Camilla and keep doing what he was doing with Camilla. Diana's out of the picture. I mean, it did make him look back that their marriage failed and that he was cheating on her the entire time. But, you know, is that enough for a prince to murder? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that people like to make things out of nothing. I think that the evidence shows what contributed to her death. Allowing your bouncers to drink, your bodyguards to drink, is a no-no. That's a no-no. They're over your safety and security. If they're lit, and he was over the legal limit, correct? I'll have to look one day, but I'm pretty sure he was over the legal limit. So he was drunk. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But I just feel like you have to draw the line in the sand. I used to have people that used to come up to me and be like, hey, can I drink? And I'm like, no. What are you talking about right now? I need you to fucking be the security of the club. Absolutely not. You can drink at 2:30 when everybody's out of here. You know, like, you just have responsibility as a business owner and as the employer of someone. And I feel like, you know, Diana, she was really close to some of her bodyguards, one particular guy, and I don't know. I guess that's probably all she had to confide in at the time. Imagine being trapped into a royal family where you can't even be yourself. They're trying to conform and condition you into being someone else that you are not. And the only person in your close contact is a bodyguard, you know? So I understand how she got close with these people, but from my understanding, alcohol was a contributor of the crash, as well as speeding. So it's really sad, but I understand a little better now what they mean when they say the world stopped when she died, because I seen it on camera from whatever year she died. Them men screaming like little girls, I said, oh my God. I thought gay men was flamboyant now. Hell no, they was flamboyant back then too. They said, ah! I said, God, what's going on? They said Princess Diana is dead. And these men just like start crying and shit. I said, holy shit. I said, they was for real when they said the world stopped when she died. Everybody was emotional. I mean, she was a wonderful woman, and there's no denying that. She had a heart of gold. And she could have done amazing things in this world. And she did. She did do amazing things. It's a really sad story when you think about, like, how it was supposed to be this fairy tale ending for her. And she gets married to a guy who has zero fucking awareness, who can't even hold a conversation, who was embarrassed by her. It's sad. It's really sad. She was set up, in my opinion. It was doomed from the start. Looking at footage of them when they got engaged, it was very clear to me that he did not love her. Good morning.
Morning.
And matter of fact, there was an interview from the 80s where there was a reporter that said, oh, Diana, isn't it lovely that you guys are in love? And she's like all shy and coy, and she's like, yeah. And then Charles said, whatever love is. Man, I would have canceled that. Thank you. Have a good one. I would have canceled that engagement so quick when he said that. Are you kidding me? Whatever love is. You about to figure out what it ain't when we get back upstairs, buddy. That's what he said. She had that beautiful blue diamond with the with the white diamonds around it, and they're standing there, and I do believe she's in a blue dress. I've seen it 1,000 times. And the reporter says, how does it feel to be in love and engaged or whatever? And Diana's like smiling real coyly, and then Charles says, whatever love is. Bro. Listen, ladies, stop gaslighting yourself into believing that he is who you think he is when he's saying shit like that. He's telling you who he is. He said, I don't love this bitch. That's what that was. That's exactly what he said. What is love? I'm incapable of love. I don't know what love is. Like, boy, bye. Literally. Hasta mañana. Adios. Andale. Get your ass up the road. I'm keeping the ring. But for real, like, it breaks my heart for poor Diana. And there was an age gap there too, which is very telling for me. Why are y'all trying to find him a wife that's damn 15 years younger? And I don't think it was that much, but it was still significant. And it's like, I don't know, I feel bad for her. And it's impacted their children's lives. I mean, there's no denying that Harry is wrapped up in some shenanigans right now with Meghan. And I mean, she's the spawn of Satan. She has the same personality that Charles had. Ain't that crazy? Self-centered, no awareness. Ain't that crazy that Harry would go marry someone that has the same behavioral patterns as his father? Cold, callous, self-involved, self-motivated. Am I missing anything? Because I just feel like there's a psychological reason why he ended up with the exact profile of his father and a woman. I gotta run. I gotta run. Look at the beach before I go. We'll talk this afternoon. I'm gonna get my life together today, and we're gonna talk maybe more about Diana. I would like to do a little family history on the royal family and then her family and how they even came to be in each other's inner circles. From what I'm understanding, Charles was actually supposed to marry Princess Diana's sister, and he didn't like her. So they found another damn Diana or another damn sister for him to marry. How fucked up. What you mean? These people don't even know each other and y'all over here playing matchmaker like this is fucking India? Yup. Centuries. It's just really sad because she was a good woman. And she was probably the best damn thing that the royal family had seen ever up until Catherine. So, I do like Catherine, and I have a lot of respect. She's not a royal. I mean, she is now, but she wasn't, you know. But anyways, we'll talk this afternoon. I'm going to enjoy the beach a little bit. I need to do some cleaning, throw some trash away. I got snack packages from last night that I need to hide. And y'all be safe this afternoon. Merry Christmas. It's the beginning. It's going to be here before you know it. Just pray that it goes by quick and nobody kills anybody at Christmas dinner, right? Bye.